countdown this time.
We did get a countdown this time. I remembered. I totally remembered. So welcome back. We have now sort of finished up our meeting with Federico. He seems nice.
He seems amenable.
I mean, he didn't attack us on sight.
Yup.
Yep. So, what's your next plan?
Go back to the hotel.
And then give him information to contact us, and then go back.
Ideally, find a way for us to contact him.
Well, both.
Alright. I somewhere have this list that we were creating of people that were showing up. And now I have to find it. Like, I make my own notes, then I lose my own notes, because I'm good that way. I'll find it later. Alright, so you'll head back to the hotel. Getting back in time to the wonderful Blair Hin Inn in on Moosehead Lake. And putting down a lot of curtains for your late night stay. Or into the day stay, I should say.
Yep.
So, what is your plan now? You'll rest the day, having contacted Federico successfully, successful enough.
Yeah.
What do you want to go about now? Is it off to Hawaii, or is there something else you want to do?
Well, let's see. Who do we still need to contact? Because we've still got some time, unless I've gotten all the money stuff taken care of already. Because I was working on that mostly.
Yeah. You got most of the money stuff you think taken care of. At least the amount you think you need.
Let's see. Have we talked to Nope, not that guy. Fuck that guy. Have we gotten in touch with Walks the Earth and Sebastian yet?
Ryan was taking care of that for you.
Which is why he wasn't with us.
Yes.
Right. Okay. Did we get in touch with VtM?
You sent a message to her.
Okay.
So theoretically, she got that.
Any chance we could get a message to Durgeson?
She was with VtM.
Oh, right. Right. Let's see. Took care of that part. Took care of that. We're in the process of taking care of that part.
Victor and his mercenary friends. Maybe showing up. I just want to list those.
Yeah, I don't really want to contact them, though.
Nope.
Let's see. Obviously, I'm going to need to figure out how to distract Candy.
Is that really gonna be hard?
I mean, if she wants to come with me to Hawaii...
You just hand her drugs.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I meant more keeping her out of the, hotel when shit goes down.
Again, you hand her drugs and you tell her to have a good evening.
Tour, give her a tour of the volcano or something. Late night tour.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Because nothing happens. Like it's. By the way, having been to Hawaii, that is a very far away from like anything that happens on Hawaii.
Excellent.
For whatever reason, you go to like the opposite side of the island to go up the volcano.
Fair enough. Alright. Got that part. Let's see. Who else would we want to try and get to come with us?
Who likes us? Gargoyles? But we could...
Well, the gargoyles would be probably with Cromwell.
Yeah, we could arrange for some of them to show up.
It's really not a long list of people that like us, huh?
No, but they're fairly influential people. So the two victors are probably going to show up there. Presumably.
Mm-hmm. Well, at least one will show up. The other one, maybe.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. We'll also get to find out what side of some kind of fence that Aristotle de Laurent might be on, and then we'll have to have Beckett figure out stuff for us before we help Marie kill him.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll be fun. And then, of course, we'll have to deal with our mummified friend.
Yep.
All right. Well, let's maybe get back in contact with Mr. Cromwell and see what he's taken care of so far. Because he was in charge of sort of vetting the invitees.
Yes.
Ooh, actually, maybe something we could do, because it would be good to have some normal people there also.
Mm-hmm.
We can have Candy use her status as my assistant, my executive assistant, or whatever position she holds. She can take some of the attendees out for an activity where they go on a volcanic tour or whatever, leaving those of us who want to deal with problems here or at the hotel. so that we can deal with those problems with as little noticeability as we can get.
Okay. You definitely could do that. Alright. So you'll get in contact with Mr. Cromwell again. And he will let you know, and he will be like, well, we did manage to contact a good number and send out the information. It seems there was a lot of interest out there. I've managed to vet things as best I can, but in an event like this, and especially with myself and a number of my associates putting some things up for auction, there'll certainly be others that will be attracted to the group. So we should be a little wary that way. I can't say that everyone is your ally, but at least most of the ones that are there are coming most likely for the auction alone. Theoretically.
Well, I've made such wonderful friends over the past year or so that I imagine there will be those who wish to privately discuss our great friendship, whether the auction occurs or not.
Indeed. Well, I believe the date is set, so good luck to all of us.
Indeed.
I shall see you there, Nathan.
I look forward to it. It is not often I am able to spend time in your august presence. I do have one final question.
Yes.
There is a gentleman of our acquaintance who has been aiding us over the last several months, and certain things have been difficult to discuss with him as the nature of our interaction must, of course, be limited
Yes.
by secrecy.
Yes.
I'm curious how much I would be able to disclose to this individual.
You can let him know what you sought for me. And we'll leave it at that. For now.
Very
Perhaps I'll
well.
have a chance to meet him. And I can figure out more then.
That seems more than fair. Again, I look forward to seeing you, and I very much hope that we both have an excellent time in bright, sunny Hawaii.
Yes, we'll certainly enjoy the sun.
Good day. Evening.
Yes.
Morning. Whatever. Such a habit. Goodbye.
Yep. Okay. All right. So, you will, of course, then close up the conversation. What's your plan now?
All right. Well, shall we go back to New York to collect our variety of associates and then head to the hotel to begin preparations?
Sounds like a plan.
Very well.
I get someone to
Excellent.
finish my backlog.
Mm-hmm. Perhaps before we leave New York, we should talk to Lars.
That is a very good idea.
Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, Emil,
Yes.
you mentioned being somewhat in the dark as to our prior activities. What would you like to know?
What is it we're trying to find, and why?
Well, it's sort of a long story, but essentially, we encountered a number of old artifacts some time ago, including a coin with an image of the first city on one side and the image of the second city on the other, which had significant interest to those signs, along with a tablet from perhaps the time around Caine, and a chalice cup, some sort of drinking vessel, with inscriptions dating from a similar time. The tablet was, as far as we can tell, talked about the first ghoul, not Caine. Jabal was the master of servants, only he was the only ghoul ever created by Caine, and the story says he was as powerful as an antediluvian. Caine saw that he would be needed, and if he wandered the world, he would be lost. And so he entrusted to his servant, Vitae, to guard Ofover for all time. One drink would sustain him for centuries, which would keep him sacred and safe. So we're not sure exactly what this cup is, but it was found in the presence of this tablet. There were also several pages that describe the fall of the first city. If it wasn't for the Ventru antediluvian, the second city would not have been formed. It was one of the most trusted by Caine, and Ventru appealed to the third generation in the process of ridding them of curse. They would need something that, should Caine return, would prove them still worthy. We have been having some trouble with a variety of entities from the Kai Institute, including the one we've encountered the most often, War Seken? Double checking.
Yes.
He's kind of an asshole. Yes. And yeah, War Seken, who is a Kiri Hobby. A mummy, undying. The Kai Institute appears to be a group that includes the progenitors, of which are a group under the Technocratic Union, mages that do technology. The Undying, of course. The Black Spiral Dancers. And the Harbingers of Skulls, or at least some of them. As well as... what was that guy that turned into a dragon?
He was technically a mercenary working for him. He was a Mokale, though.
They've also worked with them, at least one Mokale.
He left separately, remember? He was like, I'm out.
Yep, that's why I said they worked with.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, with our other associates, we were able to gain the trust of, or at least some degree of trust, with the Gargoyles of London, and an older vampire in London, Mr. Cromwell, who I've been speaking to, and he was interested in us finding the fabled sword of Dracula, as well as the lesser-known Anacurin, which was the sword of Durgeson, the smith who forged both blades, I believe.
Yes. It was she imbued them with the magical abilities that made them artifacts. Effectively, she was the person in charge of the rituals. According to the stories, Dracula was a master of an ancient form of magic that is different than the Tremir's blood magic. And Durgason was one of the people that taught him. A Ravenos that worked with him to create these blades in powerful rituals.
Do we still have one of them?
No. You gave him the Sword of Dracula, and Ein Curran was with Leslie when he was lost.
Right. We had some amount of success in procuring the 2 items. However, we might have a chance to get one or both of them back in Hawaii.
So why are you looking for these items?
Well, the information on the chalice that we possess indicates that with the other 2, we would be able, it would contain a map that would take us to, I'm trying to remember exactly what it was supposed to take us to. Or do we not know?
The rumor that you heard, which you're not sure how true this rumor is that Jabal still lives. And that there's apparently a secret place where he guards a quantity of Caine's blood. You thought that maybe that's what these are referencing. You're not 100% sure. That's what you thought.
Yes. What he said.
They could be referencing something else, but
regardless,
it's something
it is
ancient, and it is some kind of map, is what you figured out.
Well, I guess that's interesting enough.
Also, we've been interacting with Ryan, whom we've obviously met, and there have been a variety of very unusual, I hesitate to call them prophecies, but predictions and signs that indicate that we are fighting the worm.
Yes, I've heard that come up a couple. Out of character, would I have heard of the worm? Is that...
You could roll occult intelligence to see what you've heard about.
I mean, Coyote Woman mentioned the worm as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
They've
and
definitely
that's
had
why
an
I'm like, it's...
conversation.
Yeah, and the thing is like, my character, is a little bit more woodsy and had a, so I
Worms do live
may
in the
know
wood.
a little bit, a tiny bit about werewolf stuff. Intelligence occult?
Yes.
Difficulty 6?
Yeah, it's for the worm. We'll say difficulty 7. It's not something that vampires trade in information for, but it is something super uncommon that you might not have heard about.
Nope.
Yep, you'd have no idea.
Yes, I've heard that term a couple times, but I know it. What is the worm?
From what I've come to understand, it has something to do with the difference between the curly Q foxtrotters. The charcoal curly Q foxtrotters. And the usual Garu. Where the usual Garu are very hippie, nature-loving tree hugger things, and the others are death, destruction, poison, doom, gloom, nastiness. And so, apparently, the nasty ones are supporting or working with or working for something the worm, and the hippies are working with the, hold on, I'll get it, just a moment, the wild. And apparently, we were children of the Weaver? And apparently the three, the Wild, the Weaver, and the Worm, are Gaia's three children. And apparently one is sleeping, one is mad, and one is something. Not entirely sure which is which. The Weaver apparently idealizes, epitomizes, whatever it is, order. The Worm is destruction, and Wild is creation. But order has become too powerful or something, and apparently that's what we are. But
Vampires
we
or
can.
humans? Vampires or humans?
Vampires.
Specifically, okay.
Presumably humans are. I have no idea. My only guess would be a combination of all three, and once they are turned into something, that changes them into children of one or the other, more or less.
I see.
That, however, is merely supposition. I have no idea. However, we've heard a variety of very strange things. Let's see. When the abomination was freed near Osh, I believe what he said was the time has come to bring the blood.
Abomination, is that the worm?
That's a good question. I have no idea. Apparently it's a Garu that has been turned to a vampire.
I didn't know that was possible. Okay.
Mm-hmm. I didn't know that either. But anyway, he had been there for quite some time, apparently, and when we woke him up, he thoroughly destroyed all sorts of things, and I don't know if you've heard, but there was some disturbance in Osh, a significant one, and made quite a few werewolves very, very upset, and I'm very glad that most of them have no idea we were directly involved. So, also at around that time, we heard that somebody said the children of the blood is needed. Which, again, no context, which is frustrating. Let's see.
So effectively, some of this so basically we have a map to something we don't know that involves something that can destroy the world.
Probably. Exciting, isn't it?
Great.
Good times, good times.
Mm-hmm.
And you apparently already released something extremely powerful. Did that ever get back in check?
I figure if enough of us are there in Hawaii when he arrives, that maybe. I suppose there's a chance he might not go.
You invited him to Hawaii?
No.
The werewolf
No.
vampire?
No. I don't have any contact with him. Whatever.
He just might show up.
I'm just honestly preparing for the worst by inviting a whole... Essentially, what I'm doing here is creating a giant bomb.
With us in the middle.
With us right in the middle, because otherwise it wouldn't work. However, if he arrives, there are a whole lot of things that are going to say, oh, fuck that. And hopefully they will all work together, more or less, to destroy it. Also, there will be several things there who are against the Camarilla. and there will be quite a number of Camarilla there. So hopefully they will work together and say, "Oh, fuck that." Also, there will be...
So effectively what we're doing is we are bringing tons of people who hate each other into one place under a guise, so that way we can snatch something out from underneath one of them?
Oh, no. See, first of all, if the abomination arrives, as far as I'm aware, almost every party there will be interested in destroying it.
Like the vampires probably won't care.
What?
The vampires probably won't care.
Unless he starts trying to kill them.
Oh yeah, no. Yeah, that's very true.
They'll care at that point.
Oh, very, very true.
So there will be a large number of things interested in preventing that thing from leaving safely. So, one problem hopefully dealt with. Otherwise, we have to deal with it when there's not a whole lot of very powerful beings in attendance. Secondly, there is the gentleman we just went and met with. He failed to protect the previous Prince of New York, and both he and Helena, my prince, want Francisco Domingo de Polina dead. He is also the man who was last known to have the third cup. So we need to get that from him.
Do you have the other 2 cups?
We do have the other 2 cups, but we have not been able to decipher enough of them because someone apparently was a genius in the early BCs and made these cups so that you could not find the location without all 3 of them.
Technically, you have 1, and you were arranging for number 2. Because Helena thought she knew where the third one was, basically. One had been with...
Oh, right. She said she knew where the third one was.
Yes.
So once we get the second one...
Yes.
She will put us in whatever with the third one, presumably.
Yeah. She didn't think it was that difficult to find in comparison to the one that you're looking for. Basically, it's like, I think I could get that other one for you if you're really looking to collect these things. If you manage to recover that one, I'd be willing to set you up to find that one pretty easily.
But basically, you have to kill the person who has the last one, who has the third one, because in return for this. Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's a little bit of revenge from Helena and a little bit of revenge from other folks. Yeah.
So Helena, Melita, and Frederico all want this man dead.
I don't believe so. See, Melita was our connection with Marie.
Yep. Melita and Nefertiti were your connections.
Or sorry, Marie. I meant Marie, not Melita.
Yeah, Marie wants
this.
Beckett dead.
Wants Beckett dead.
Aristotle de Laurent, if he shows up, theoretically might want... Maybe not want Beckett dead, but maybe wants Beckett in a bad spot.
Right.
You know, it's their...
Beckett?
Beckett
honestly, I have no idea what to expect from Aristotle.
Yeah.
He is a Malkavian.
Yeah.
Okay.
Beckett is a gangrel who's well-known nodist who travels around and pisses people off, or at least shares or like trades for information.
Yes.
Okay, so
he's quite infamous in amongst vampire circles.
Him here. Okay, so we're luring 2 people here. Why do we want Marie? Or why do we want this? Why did we want to get Marie to help us?
They needed Beckett
kill this?
Because Beckett might be able to understand the map.
Okay.
Beckett
So
is the
we're
most
capturing
okay.
Beckett?
Basically, both Beckett and Aristotle de Laurent are nautists. That means they study the ancient things. You just know that Beckett is the top tier of them. He's very infamous, but for good reason. He knows the most. That's also another reason that Aristotle probably doesn't like him, because he does stuff to learn all this information that gets people tend to be pissed off. Just a little bit.
Yeah, the big thing that I'm curious about is, so we're capturing him or just getting in contact with him?
So with Beckett, Marie wants to kill him. And what we were able to arrange with Marie was, before she kills him, we can get information out of him while she tortures him.
Mm-hmm. And Marie basically was like, you could use this to lure him in. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, which is like that book thing or whatever.
Yeah, she was like a book that he really wants that is there are very few copies. And she's like, well, you know, I did destroy one of the copies in front of his face that one time to piss him off.
Yes. And that's why we brought her with, because that way she can get her personal revenge, and hopefully we can get what we want before he's dead.
Okay, so we have a angry werewolf vampire that may show up, possibly.
Yes.
Beckett, who we need to capture.
Beckett, who we need to kill and interrogate, not capture.
How do you What?
Well, he doesn't know we're going to kill him and interrogate him until after we've started.
That's fair, but I mean, in a sense, you have to capture to interrogate and kill. But yes, I understand he's dying in the long run. But
Yes.
our goal here is to capture him, steal the cup, and
No,
potentially
not-
take out.
Not from Beckett. That's from...
Get information
I
from
know.
Beckett, steal the cup from DePolona.
Francisco.
Yeah,
Yes.
Francisco.
Yep.
There are two people that you're basically arranging to get hits on, or you're helping to arrange to get hits on.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And is there anyone else coming to this thing that we need to worry about?
Uar Saken, the Undying, who
Okay.
is interested in all, as far as I can tell, all of the same things we are for the opposition, I suppose. And regardless of whether we invite him or not, he will almost assuredly show up. So I plan to invite him at the last minute so that we can at least pretend to be
Cordial.
pleasant about things until everything goes horribly wrong. However, that is one of the reasons we have asked Plods the Ground and his friend Sebastian along with as many of their friends as they are willing and able to round up, because they oppose the Kai Institute, and the Kai Institute is very unfortunately powerful.
Okay, at least I understand what's going on now.
Mm-hmm.
For the most part. At
Yes.
least what we're doing and why we're doing it.
Yes.
Okay.
Also, Ryan's mental friend, the Great Lord Cockroach, has been helping us and is moderately associated with Plods the Dirt and the other Garu. So
I see.
Okay.
he seems to like us.
So there should be auction list that you can now see. I think that's most of the people that I think of. Those are the ones that you
Auction
know
list.
about. Does anybody else?
Federico. Yes.
Nosferatu is sad. Yes. And...
Good guys. Bad guy.
Got cup.
Mhm.
Good guy.
Elder friend.
Good guy. Good guy. Good guy.
I don't know who Gregory Kloss is. I had his name.
Gregory Kloss was the Prince of London?
That was Stefan Lenore, I think.
Oh.
Because that was the La Sombra anti-tribute.
So I'm looking over this list, and I see Horatio, and I see one. I'm like, oh, shit, he's coming.
He's a friend that they made in Chicago.
Yeah, I go, why is Horatio Ballard coming?
He's a business friend that Nathan made in Chicago.
No, that's a character, by the way. I asked that.
Hmm?
Why is Horatio coming?
In character or out of character?
In character. That's in character.
Do I actually have this list? In character?
Sure. This is probably.
I assume this is what's being made, like, by us. I assume
Yeah, that's kind of like a list of
who may come up.
of like people that are probably going to be involved in some way. Because you know that Horatio is definitely someone. Oh, Gregory Kloss, I remember him. Isn't he the god?
I hope he's not a god.
No.
There are already way too many people who are kind of like that for my comfort.
Isn't he the anarch guy from London? The one that got you to steal, who arranged for you to steal the staff. Not arranged for you to steal staff, but wanted you to get the ghoul lady out. Helped you out.
No, that was Orson Holden
Oh, Orson Holden.
from Carfax Abbey.
Yeah, I don't.
But yeah, that is.
I'll have to figure out what it was in my notes.
Yeah, on
Yeah.
the list of people who may come, I'm like, why is he coming?
I certainly did not invite him. However, until I learned more about him from our lovely prince from New York, I was considering expanding into Chicago, as I enjoy Chicago sometimes.
I see.
I'd rather avoid that.
He also has attempted to make business dealings with you since you met him.
Yes.
His calls go to voicemail.
Not for Candy, because Candy answers it all. So he knows to talk to Candy.
Well, he
Ooh.
can't see me. Let's just say that much.
Can't see you. Can you
As in-
provide?
As in, he should. As in, bad things will happen if he sees me.
Ah,
Hmm.
how bad? Like, compared to the rest of the situation, how bad?
Do you know what being blood hunted is?
No, that does not sound good.
Remember the exact details. Footnote written down. Where is it?
Hmm.
Social merit.
Hey, did you add fangs in there?
Oh, no, I hadn't had fangs in there.
Good old fangs.
There, fangs. Nosferatu friend. Got connections.
Oh, there it
Also
is.
added the Prince of Berlin there, too. I have to remember the frickin'...
That's right.
It's another one. Whoops. Whoops. Whoop. Well, that's fine. We can just drop this anyway. It's about time for us to end. So we'll worry about some more of this list anyway, and figure it out as we're trying to get together the list of folks. That is
There it is.
that's the wrong game I'm logging into. When I went back, that's odd.
Well, let's just say, in Chicago, I committed something that is sort of a problem, and now if I set foot in the city or in the presence of anyone of importance in Chicago, I am free game for being murdered.
Oh, maybe we'll put you out back.
That could present some difficulties.
Yes.
We can find one of Samuel's old masks.
That might help. Okay. All right. Well, I suppose we'll have to figure out how to deal with that as well.
Yes. So... he may choose not to bother at the moment. I mean, it's really up to him, but in theory, he suffers no ill will for killing me on the spot.
He caused problems in Chicago. Now, it was only Chicago, but it sucks to be in Chicago then.
Yeah. I mean,
Well...
it's technically, and that's the thing where it's like, technically it's only if I set foot in Chicago my life is forfeit, but at the same time, there's kind of that if up in the air kind of thing where the Prince of Chicago could also just choose to kill me.
Well, then please continue to remind me of that fact so that we don't fail to plan for it. All right?
Very well.
All right, and we'll finish up the full list of who's coming to the auction and stuff in the next time. I might have to go into some old episodes and check names and stuff of certain characters, because I tried to make a list of all the places you've been to. There was the Adventures in Philly, followed by London, Romania, India, Kyrgyzstan. Then you were in Chicago for a brief bit, and then it was back. And then it was back to New York to Berlin. And that's where you've been to. Oh, now Maine.
In Maine.
Yeah, Maine. So you can invite.
Oh, yes.
I've found out a little bit about my backstory.
You can invite some friends from Maine if you really
Yeah.
wanted to.
You guys did enjoy hunting with what's his face,
It's fun.
and he's
Oh,
presumably
yeah.
on good terms with Federico.
Yes.
Well, that's
Enjoyed
good.
Enjoyed hunting with Christopher Herbert.
Right.
Prince of Portland.
The Prince of Portland, Maine. He's technically the
Yeah.
Prince of Maine in general. I mean, like, there's no one else of authority in all of Maine. It's Maine.
Yeah.
But, alright, we are a little late for ending out, but we'll end here. We went a little over. Thank you, everybody, for joining us this week. Now, we did find out something in between last episode and this episode. Worm's going to be away for a couple of weeks, so it'll be another 2 weeks off before our next one, which is actually
I'm
fine,
going on a cruise.
because that allows me to plan for PAX next week and recover from being at PAX the week after that.
It'll be a PAX Parks.
Who knows? Maybe I'll get it.
It's gonna happen.
And also help plan this big clusterfuck.
Yes, I'll be able to go into like old episodes and be like, what am I supposed to remember here? What was going on? Did I give names here that I want that actually will come up that I should remember? Like, I really should look up and see if I gave that gargoyle a name. I think I did. No one wrote it down, and I didn't write it down. The one that had you steal the staff. Because he might put a certain staff up for auction.
Oh my god, if he does after I stole that, I swear to god.
He's probably going to do it, and probably Lord of the Tremere there, too.
I had to deal with the giant demon
Hey,
crocodile thing and fire.
You know what? Maybe we can steal it again.
Maybe I'll just keep it. For the fucking sake of it.
the staff, which is really just a symbolic thing, but it's the point of it, is the Tremere's
Yeah.
staff of power.
can hold a grudge.
Yep.
And maybe if it gets purchased and then we steal it, we can get it back to the gargoyles.
That would be pretty fun.
So
After they made money on it.
Very true. Anyway, but for now, we're going to get going. Thanks everyone who joined us today. Thanks to my cast of characters who are there. Why don't we go in reverse order, as I like to do from where we talked about it. We'll start with Worm.
I am Diamond Worm. You can, at some point in time in the future, find me on twitch.tv/DiamondWorm and at DiamondWorm on Twitter. I have been retweeting stuff about at least once or twice a week. I've been trying to do Twitter stuff. So, that's actually a thing now.
Twitter stuff.
Moderately consistent. Yeah. Although I bet it will probably, not much will happen for 2 weeks, but whatever.
Mm-hmm. And then, Jess?
I am Bubblegum Viking on Twitch and Twitter, and I'll be playing a game or making stuff tomorrow.
Cool.
I have no idea what time, because I still need to go through OBS and set up my new mic in there, because fuck doing mic settings. This thing took like 12 hours for me to finally fix because it broke.
Oh god.
I find mic stuff kind of fun.
It was fun, but dealing with the goddamn Focusrite interface was a fucking bitch. That software is shit.
And finally, Carpe.
I am the Carpe DM, mostly on Twitter at this point. Occasionally on Discord. Playing lots of Warframe. It's a lot of fun.
Ooh. God. Ooh, I
They just put out Empyrean, and now you can fly your ship around and blow up other ships. I'm really hoping they add more stuff for it, but it's a lot of fun. But yeah.
Cool. And of course, I'm the Tantan Dracovin, your host, GM, storyteller, etc. I should be doing, if you're looking for more role-playing games, this Thursday at 8 to 11 is Children of Wrath, the D&D game in a Magic the Gathering setting. We're in Dominaria, doing a storyline around the demi-plane of Wrath and the ancestors of that. That's been, we've had one session. Second session should be coming this Thursday. And then I should be doing some gaming stuff probably tomorrow and probably Friday. Maybe at least 7 days, maybe something else. I'll figure it out when I feel what I'm gonna do. I'll figure it out, let people know. Probably just 7 days with the cold I've had, just because that way I don't have to think or set anything else up. I can just throw a game on and just do it. Plague! And I guess then if you're looking for more role-playing and Grinding Gears, this Sunday is the next one after that. The bi-weekly D&D game run by Joe, my co-host for Discussing Tabletop. Yep, and the rest of the links and stuff down below and schedule and all that stuff. So, schedules are pretty collect. So, thanks for joining us today. Hope you have a great rest of your day, great rest of your week. Hopefully you can join us after 2 weeks. So, technically, third week from now. Yes? Is that correct? Because it's 2 weeks of break. You can join us then. We'll all be back, and we'll do some more Vampire. So, bye until then.
39th Tale. Hawaii or bust. I guess it was bust.
It was bust this time. Bye, everyone.